Hey everybody, Christine Cataldo, the Lioness here, with my daily roar, rawr, 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 rawr. Hope you're having a great day today. I wanted to find out a little bit more about your circadian rhythm. So do you have any idea what that is? Because until recently I didn't. And I'm doing a lot of research now, finding a lot of information out about it. As you know, I'm on this new I'm going to call it a biblical wellness walkabout. So that's what I'm going to entitle it. But I have about 40 pounds to lose. This is not my first rodeo, as my grandma will say, rodeo. It's not rodeo, it's rodeo. About 7 years ago, I lost 100 pounds after my divorce, and I did it fast and furious within 4 months. This time, and I did it for so many reasons. Did it to try to save my marriage, did it to try to woo people, did it for everyone else. But this time it's different. This time I want to be just fit so that internally I feel good, that I'm honoring God with honoring my temple, and also to live a healthy lifestyle, so that I can live long for my children, live long for myself, hopefully walk side by side with a significant other, a soulmate, if God chooses to put him in my life, and also to be able to serve for the longest that I can, to serve until I draw my last breath. So those are all my reasons. So I've had this theory, this concept of, and again, I'm going to say biblical wellness, and I call it the triad of body, mind, and spirit. So you've got this triad of body, mind, spirit. I don't really know, which of those is at what point of the triangle, but in reflection of my previous weight loss, I noticed that when any one of those got out of kilter, that everything was off. So I do believe, this is my hypothesis, and I'm testing that at this point, that we have to be in alignment with body, mind, and spirit. And I use it in that order. I've always used in that order. My blog used to be called Body, Mind, Spirit, just Body, Mind, Spirit, because of the way I did things before. I aligned my body, got my body in shape, changed my mindset, and that was kind of changing my body, moved into my mindset, and then my spiritual walk became stronger. So I might flip it on its side and say spirit, mindset, body at this point, just kind of thinking out loud here. So I am going to share authentically, raw, vulnerable with you all as I continue this walk. I created my Pride Sisterhood, as you know, to bring women, Christian women together for a safe space to share, to lift each other up, to encourage each other, and for me to motivate and share everything that I'm going through or everything that I've learned in the past 7+ years. So it's a great space for me to share now and to encourage you to share and to share any challenges you're having, any celebrations. Let's all celebrate together. Let's work through any challenges you have. So today, I entitled this, there's circadian rhythm. So circadian rhythm is something that everyone has. It is what is your internal clock that makes you alert and makes you tired. And as I'm researching more, because I do believe that, and you'll hear me say that I need to rest more, create more white space. Well, along with that, I need to adjust my sleep cycle. I am one that always has just been 5 hours, for my whole life. I'm realizing that is not the best for the circadian rhythm to be in check. In my day job, I work for a utility company, and they have a zero net energy house that they've created. It's this house within their building. And I was fascinated by this one room. They have this one room that has all this different lighting, and it's all based on the circadian rhythm. So the lighting turns on slowly in the morning, They have it all on timers. And then at midday, it's a certain type of lighting, certain color, certain brightness, so that it best, it helps your circadian rhythm during that midpoint in the day. And at the end of the day, it tapers off and it gets into a different color, and it also dims. And that helps you get into a restful mode and support your circadian rhythm as you go to sleep. Circadian rhythm supports the time that you're in your deepest sleep, and they say between 2 and 4 in the morning. Melatonin plays, I think they said melatonin, the highest point of melatonin, which helps you sleep, is at 11 p.m. I think you start producing that. So if that cycle gets disrupted, from what I'm reading, it can affect your performance throughout the day. It can affect, your sleep when you're awake, when you're asleep, when you're tired. And now they're saying that eating late at night can throw that out of kilter. Not eating consistently, in a pattern, can throw that off. Some of the articles I read, and I will share them here, said that some of the recommendations were pulling back on the number of meals. So instead of 6 meals, this article that I read, actually 2 articles that I read, said switching to 1 to 2 meals a day, which I'm actually doing. I'm doing intermittent fasting. And then some of the other things that they said, when your circadian rhythm is not in rhythm, it can also affect increased health disorders, such as cardiovascular disorders. So I was fascinated by that. So I am going to continue to research. Also on the primal coaching program that I'm going through, that I paid for a year ago, and I just didn't have time, and life got in the way. It is a big component there. And Mark Sisson, the founder, recommends cutting out all electronics at night. I think he says up to 2 hours. I'll research that. Up to 2 hours before you go to bed. So not having computers in your room, not having bright lights in your room, not having your phone with you, like scrolling through the Insta feed or scrolling through Facebook before you go to bed. It's one of the worst ways to disrupt your pattern. Also the blue light that is from all the screens, they're now saying getting certain type of glasses to filter out that blue light, so that it doesn't disrupt your circadian rhythm. So it's all fascinating to me. So what I'm doing, I am actually going to sleep. I'm trying to start to go to sleep at 9, get in bed by 10. No screens, no computers. I have Himalayan pink salt lamps in my room, so the lighting is more dim. I'm also, another thing is that they say not to just jump out of bed, and that's part of it as well. Like, allow yourself to wake up. Have an alarm that is not like, Maybe it's something that's a soft tone, or a gong type sound, or a chime that wakes you up. So you're just slow to wake up, and you're not just jumping out on your feet on the go. I am getting up early to try to do my fitness early. But what I'm doing is waking up at 5, allowing myself to just slowly wake up. I get my coffee. So I break my fast a little bit with coffee. I have grass-fed cream in it, just a little bit, and collagen in my coffee. But then I don't eat until noon. So I eat my a large healthy meal at noon. I eat another one around 5 or 6 o'clock at night, and then I'm done. I have like 1 or 2 dark squares of chocolate. I'm not a chocolate person, but I found that it stops the cravings. So I'm trying to get in that rhythm of intermittent fasting and just eating those 2 meals, and not, allowing myself to feel that hunger. Sometimes we're like, oh, I need to eat because I have this twinge of hunger. It's okay to be hungry. It's okay to be hungry when you sit down and eat. It's okay to go to bed and not wake up and eat. And so then one of those articles I read said eating late at night, they're now finding that it disrupts that circadian rhythm And so it just gets it off. It gets the rhythm off. Jet lag will disrupt it. Working night shifts will disrupt that pattern. So my challenge to you is to start to take a look at your life and see where you can start to get a pattern. They also say having the same sleep cycle on the weekdays and the weekends. Or maybe it's just altered a little bit, but not having a totally different pattern where you're sleeping in for hours and hours and not getting up at a certain time. So I challenge you to take a look at your lifestyle, take a look at those patterns, and see where you can start to get a pattern, start to get your circadian rhythm in check, and see how it affects you. See if it adjusts and starts to affect your energy level. See if it affects your weight loss or the maintenance that you have going on. See if it affects your moods. See if it affects your sleep, if you're able to sleep fully and not wake up in the middle of the night. If you have set yourself up to go to sleep soundly and wake up slowly, not bolting out of bed. Just take a look. So write all those things down. Maybe make a list of 5 things that you can adjust, or less, whatever. Make a list and start to incorporate those into your lifestyle and see what happens. So I will share every bit of this journey with you. I will be totally honest and raw and vulnerable. For me to come out and say I need 40 pounds to lose instead of the 30 that I thought, that's a huge thing. I mean, I really don't care what people think about me, but it still is a raw and vulnerable place to be. But I want women in my Pride Sisterhood to feel comfortable. So I am going to walk my walk, talk my talk. I'm going to show up very authentic, and I encourage you to do the same. So that's it for now. I've rambled a little bit, but I will share some articles that you can read on your own and learn more about it. And I will share more as I continue my biblical wellness walkabout. I love you all. Oodles to noodles. Peace out, my sisters.